Let me hit y'all with one more. Recruiting. One more for today. Recruiting. I see recruiting. You technically supposed to already have been recruited in a sense, you know. The draft picks, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really like a mix between the NFL and college, but just bear with me on the tangent I'm making. But recruiting, right? So if you're scouting these players, right, and you're calling these your number one draft picks and all the rest of this stuff, this is under the assumption that you already have a game plan and a situation already set up for these draft picks to come in and play. You see what I'm saying? You must already have your team, you know, and or your organization, I should say. Your organization should already be well established. So that goes on to tell you that even as a young person, your priorities need to be right. Your grades need to be good. Your future need to be not somewhat, you know, because being young, nothing's really secured yet, but you know, you still got a good future plan in place that you're working on and actively pursuing and everything else. You know, you're not just, you got to know what you're doing. I'm not the one that's here that say you need to go to college, and I'm not talking about college. I'm saying that you as a person, as a young man, need to be looking for something to do. You like cars, you like welding, you like playing the game. You got to be really good at that. But you know, it's sports or whatever. You really got to be doing something. You always got to have more than one thing. See, the problem is, you know, people tell people about sports like don't pursue sports, sports. Is they just telling them don't pursue sports because they want them to get an education in a sense. Like, make sure you get your education too. Like, don't pursue sports and get your education. But it's like, that's not the only two options either. Like, you could pursue sports and have a hustle on the side. You know what I'm saying? You could be selling cars or, you know, doing whatever you're doing. Like a real business hustle. Not no hustle like street drugs, gun stuff. I'm talking about like a real business entity. Like, you know, the NCAA won't let you use your name and likeness off of, you know, yourself at the college and NCAA, but hell, people like Jalen Hurts and big name people like that, you know, I'm just saying that because I was an old quarterback that just got drafted, OU Boomer Sooner, you know what I'm saying, throw that in there, but, you know, off of your name and stuff in sports, you can be your own brand, your own money outside of that, you know what I'm saying? But it's like you're so more focused on getting that contract that you don't even capitalize on that, you know what I'm saying? Like, so recruiting means you need to have your organization well established in a situation to where when you trying to go pursue this number one draft pick is also interested in your organization. So, you know, this is where the reality hits that, you know, everybody is not on the same, you know, level when it comes to a lot of stuff, even physically and all type of stuff. There's limitations to everything. So it's like, you know, if you 5'3" as a dude and you trying to holler at, you know, Megan Thee Stallion, you know, any one of them taller chicks or something, you know, she may not be hitting on that because just that's not what she hitting on. It's just what it is. You know, it's just what it is. I'm like 5'7", 5'8" or whatever. So if you ain't think I'd have heard everything from under the seat, and I don't ever see this in person. This just be like stuff I be seeing online. I be like, y'all killing the short dudes. Like, we just the worst dudes alive. I'm like, so 6 feet is about average. And then you just kind of like have whatever you want type stuff. But other than that, you know, like I said, you have to understand this in the recruiting process. You know what I'm saying? Like, who you trying to get to come your organization? To make no reason to be drafting nobody damn. You know, again, that's why I say draft capital is important. You don't want to be drafting nobody with the number one pick, and they really don't like your organization. They only there for the situation. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you, this draft process is real. This is real life draft. You know, real life. And see, the thing is, like, drafts go in like spurts. So it's like, you may get a first round pick this year and a third round pick next year, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how these things kind of just pop up. But back to recruitment. So again, you know, recruiting is kind of even before this, because you kind of have to be either recruiting, working on yourself and being a better self and having a better situation as yourself before you even start scouting and getting ready for the draft. You can't even register for the draft until you like fully incorporated. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to be all the way in there. You got to be all the way right. But yeah. So when you're recruiting, right, the level at which you pursue is the tone in which the relationship is going to be. Break that down one more time. The tone or the level at which you pursue is the tone in which the relationship is going to be forevermore. Just understand this. This is how it goes. So, if you're recruiting and you coming in 1,000% strong for this first round pick, and you saying, I got a diamond ring and I got, you know, Ferrari next to me, and, you know, we going to be in jets, private jets around the world. And if you got enough money to somehow even be able to pull that off in the first amount of time, and you do that, just know that's an expectation now, because this is like the baseline. Motherfucker don't even know nothing other than that. So it's like private jets every day, every week, every other week, every month at least. Like, we're not gonna go back on no commercial flight or you know, domestic flight, and I'm gonna fly you out. Like, you're not gonna fly the private jet no more. You know, it's gonna pop up. You see what I'm saying? See? So it's like, you can't get her the most expensive thing you can buy up front, and then the next time, what you gonna buy next? You're gonna buy something less. Like, you gotta buy something. So a lot of this stuff comes between living within your means / you know, pursuing correctly. Like, you can like somebody and not go all the way out financially or physically or emotionally or everything, you know? Like, this could be somebody you're attracted to, and off of that attraction, you can make rational decisions. Like, well, I like this person, you know, I got this going on, she got this going on, we seem pretty cool, her family's cool, I like that, okay, boom. And then that's when you start getting into the scout, you know. Like I said, you already got everything set up for the recruitment process. You see everything kind of kicking off a little bit. Now you get the scouting, start getting up, you know, pulling up profiles, and then it's like, okay, everybody's in touch. You know, this is a good family that's doing their thing. You know, cousins, everything, everybody like that. Okay, then this is the recruitment process. So once you begin recruiting, you know what I'm saying, you got to be solid. You got to keep it real. You got to keep it 100. If you just got one pick, all you got is your first round pick, then you good to go. What you're saying is, you're not drafting nobody else. You're not looking for nobody else. You're not scouting for nobody else. You just looking for your number one pick, and you scout. You know what I'm saying? So all you got is your first, and this is the one that you're gonna be. Whoever it is gonna be this one. That's your first round pick. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, you may only have one pick, but you may end up drafting in the second round. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like, this person may not be everything, but it's like, that's who you choose. Your third round, seventh round, you know, you may have stuff that just happening. You know, your 7th round pick, and you just, you know, that's what you drafted this year. It's just what it is. You know, it's all the symptoms is just, it might be a bad relationship you just riding through, because, you know, at the end of the day, everybody needs some kind of love and some kind of support in somebody, you know. At the end of the day, maybe somebody, y'all just got a toxic relationship. Y'all like each other, and, you know, but y'all stay with some craziness. But it's just what it is. But if you happen to be, you know, a person that has multiple draft picks in the draft or whatever, then it's like, your speech has to be much different. Because with the one draft pick, you coming strong. You're like, hey, yo, I'm here. I'm about it. I like it. I'm trying to see what up. You're trying to get in, whatever. I'm trying to do it. So you got multiple draft picks. It's like, yo, hey, I'm going to let you know, you're the number one pick, but, there is a 3rd round pick and a 5th round pick. Just so you know, just saying, it is multiple, picks in this draft, and there's a lot of prospects available. So just letting you know when it comes to this draft qualification process, because that's when the 40 times stuff popping up. You know what I'm saying? See, I think in this world we got a big stipulation on like dating, and it's like everything is like a number game. So like they expect you to, and it's not talking about nothing but sex now, just to be clear. So we get into this whole conversation. It's not even talking about nothing sex. It's literally just talking about, attracted to somebody and liking somebody, and trying to figure somebody out. Like, you even try to attempt to have sex before any of these stages, before the draft. If you're trying to have sex before the draft, then just know that we are having a whole other conversation. Put this in quotations. This is not for sexual relationships. Be clear, all right? So, anyways, the recruitment process, right? You're back to recruitment. Like I said, it's a ways to pursue without over pursuing and all the rest of that. So you want to put your time and effort in. Like I said, the difference between the person with the one draft pick and the person with multiple draft picks is just a different conversation. Like I said, it's a numbers game. So realistically, you want to be able to, choose different candidates and shit, and draft different picks, because using that one pick, you may have a bust on your hand. You may have a 1st round pick that's a bust. Now you just wasted your 1st round pick, and you might not get, when you gonna get it again. So it's like, that's why, sometimes when it comes to dating, it's better to have a team, so you can have your 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th round pick. And like I said, this is not including no sex relationship. This is just people that you're chilling with and talking to, or whatever the case may be. Blah, blah, blah. So, yes. But when you come to recruiting now, like I said, with that conversation, after that conversation is consistency in what you're talking about. Whatever you're talking about that you're trying to do, what you say you're going to do, and what it's going to be, you got to be about it. It's man law. You got to be about what you say. That's what it is. You will be crucified. And I hate to use that, but you will be, sternly scolded and frowned upon and disappointed, or whatever, any terms you want to use that's synonymous to them words, is what will happen to you if you do not follow through with the smallest of things. You say you're going to do something, you better just do that. So you got to be real about what you say in these recruitment processes from the beginning to the end. Right? And once you show your consistency on your end for the recruitment process, they just scout report and everything else, and you get into recruiting and all the rest of that stuff, and now you got your draft picks lined up the way you want them, and recruited which ones that you feel like is just for the team. They slots is filled now, and you got draft pick slots. You ain't drafted them yet, but that's the ones, that's your prospects, that's your draft prospects. That's what you got them labeled as official draft prospects for this, because they now interested in your organization as well. So then the process that comes to the draft is this time frame in which your draft prospects are showing you their qualifications. You can talk a good game, but you'll see it for yourself. And everybody's mentality and personalities and goals and stuff is different, but those have to align. And the things that you've seen that you like, that you think is right, you don't have to tell them to do those things. There must be things that you like. So if they're doing them, what you like, and them doing it, then that's where they are. But if you like something that you just seen one time or something and they'll never do it again, that may not be them. They may just have came out their comfort zone. So like, you can't expect for them to be on this same spiel forever. And that's a requirement that you're making on them that they don't even know about. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why the qualifications come out, because it's like, if your qualifications was based off of this, then that's not really real. You need to know this, because that may drop them from a third to a fourth. Like, oh, never mind. You know, but it is. I thought you had some money. Oh, yeah, I got no money. I ain't saying it like that, but I'm just saying, you something like things of that nature. So yeah, the recruiting process. Once you get into recruiting, then after the recruiting process, that's when it turns into the timeline and get into the draft. The next one is going to be the draft. Okay? Now I'm about to sit back and orchestrate the draft one now, because I ran out of damn speaking points. I don't really, you know, this is real life, but how you draft is real. I don't know how to put it into words yet, so I'll figure it out. Adios.